Hey guys, Mike here, Dirty Mike's Garage. Gonna do a video today on doing a set of aftermarket upper control arms on a GX470. Um, it's nothing crazy, but I figured, there might be somebody out there that could use a little insight, maybe some tips, tricks, whatever it takes to get the job done. So got the GX470 right here. I just finished up doing a timing belt and water pump on this truck as well. And this is actually the same truck that I did the Bilstein 5100 install on and did a video on it. So that's the same customer. He's back for some upper control arms, and we're going to check those out here in just a second. All right, so we've got the customer supplied these KSB performance arms. These are not adjustable or anything like that, but from what I understand, they do allow extra caster and a little bit more clearance from the shock. They come with some polyurethane bushings. They have grease fittings, not only for the ball joints, but they also have some Zerk fittings for the bushings themselves. So hopefully, as long as they're greased on a regular basis, they'll last a very long time. They've got some covers here for the top of the ball joints to keep all that clean. Little instruction manual. Oh, something I thought was kind of cool. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but I think it's kind of cool. They supplied an extra ball joint with the kit. I don't know, just being honest here, I don't know if that's because these ball joints are not known to last very long, or if they're hard to find and they have a specific source that they use for their ball joints. I really don't know. Maybe they want to provide an extra one just in case you need one down the road. So anyway, I think that's kind of cool. But we're gonna get this thing jacked up here in just a second and get it on jack stands, rip the wheels off, and get started on putting these bad boys on. And hopefully I can provide some feedback and some insight on the install and give you guys an idea of what it takes to put a set of upper control arms on a GX. This would also be the same as like a 4th gen 4Runner and actually a lot of other Toyota platforms. But let's get to it. All right, guys. So just want to do a quick talk through on what we're going to be doing on this. So real quick, one of the reasons that we do upper control arms or aftermarket arms when we lift a lot of these Toyota and Lexus vehicles is because of this right here. This is one of the reasons. So this is stock arms, stock springs with a Bilstein 5100 set. I'm not sure which perch, maybe the middle perch. But anyway, and you can see right here that that's a problem, right? So that's not okay. The aftermarket arms, and I don't want to eat my words here because I have not installed these KSB arms yet, but the aftermarket arms are designed to try and give you more clearance around the coil springs when you lift. And that way when the suspension goes to full droop, it's not hitting the coil spring. And also, most of them are designed to allow it to give you a little bit more caster too. More caster will get the vehicle driving a little bit better after the lift. So not so much, twitchy feeling as you're driving down the road when you add caster to it. What we're going to be doing with this though is a quick overview, and then I'll get to work on it. But we have to get this control arm out of here. So we're gonna unbolt this 10 mil right here. Gonna get this bracket loose. We're gonna take this nut off the ball joint. There's a safety pin on here. I believe that's a 19 mil. Then we've got this long bolt and nut. So you got a long bolt that goes through the shock tower assembly right here with a nut on the end. So we're gonna take that loose. We'll take this guy right here off. Okay. Fold this down, and that long bolt that goes across here, it's going to slide this direction. This is a little tricky. The washer normally likes to get stuck right here, and it's a challenge to get it off. What I've had to do in the past is this is pretty thin sheet metal right here, and the bolt will sometimes hit it like right here. And you can take a pry bar and put it right here and bend this out ever so slightly, not enough to crease it or kink it or anything like that, but just enough to where you can slide that past it and into the engine bay. And then when you get done with the project, you can take a rubber mallet and just tap it back down flat if you want to, but it's really not a big deal. There's nothing going on right here. It's just to hold this splash shield. So, but that's what we're gonna do right now. I usually use an air hammer on this. I'll break that nut free and leave it, just with a couple threads on there, leave it loose, and I'll take the air hammer and hit it from the bottom and break that free, and that usually works pretty good. If you don't have an air hammer, you can smack the side of this spindle right here. You get that nut free, and you smack the crap out of that spindle right there on the side with a nice strong sledge, like a 2 or 3 pound mini sledge or something, and that usually breaks that free, and that ball joint will come out of there. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this now, and thanks for following along. All right, so I got this bolt out, got this nut off, I got the ball joint nut loose, and I backed it off just enough to where it's got some slack on there. And I'm gonna see if I can get my air hammer squeezed in here, and if I can't, then I'll break out the old sledgehammer. There she goes. Normally I don't break the one of the castle nut tabs off, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal because we are replacing all of that. So, and now we will unbolt this here. Be aware that when you take the ball joint out of the spindle, that the spindle is going to want to fall forward towards you and back just because of the weight of the brakes and everything. This brake line is already on the tighter side, but it should be okay. What we're going to do is pop that up, and we're just going to lean this back just a little bit like that. So this is a little snug. We might mess with that. Let's see. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 10 mil off of here to give it a little extra slack, because the last thing you want is to pull the ABS line. So that's what we want right there. So I took the 10 mil off of that bracket there. Now that ABS line has a little bit more slack. The brake line is pulled tight, but it's not going any further than that. It's literally, it's just sitting there. It just happens to be at the tightest spot. And there's your upper right there. It's completely loose. And you can see over here on the right side, I'll just fold this down out of the way. What you can see is that this bolt catches right here on the body, but we're going to just keep fishing it through there. It's caught on the power steering hoses on the other side. What I'm going to do is get something to pry past that power steering hose. All right, so just want to give you a little bit better visual of what I'm talking about here. So we're sliding that bolt through the shock tower assembly, and it's going that direction behind this body panel here. But what we've got going on is it's hitting the power steering line right there. So what I'm going to do, it's just barely hitting it, but because of where it's at, you can't, there's not a lot of room to push on it. So I'm going to try and reposition the camera so that way we can get a little bit more leverage on that and you guys can still see it. What I'm trying to do right now is just put just the smallest amount of pressure on that power steering hose. There it goes. Just to get the bolt to slide past it like that. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on it, but just a little bit. And I'm sliding that bolt all the way forward. Just like that. And now the control arm is free. Alright, so now control arm is free. You want to fish it around your ABS wire there, and you can kind of shimmy that bolt out the rest of the way like this. And you can just leave the bolt there because it's kind of a tight spot, but there's your upper control arm. So what we're going to do now is get the new KSB arm and get it prepped. We got to press the bushings into it, and then we'll start installing it. All right, guys. I hope you can hear me okay. I got this fan ripping because it is boiling out here right now. I just figured I'd open these up with you guys, and that way you guys can see everything going on here. Got some grease down here. All right. So, see, this looks like this will be the driver's side. Yeah, this will be the driver's side right here. This is that extra ball joint. We're just going to set that to the side for now. These are our polyurethane bushings. Okay, so we got the red bushings. All right, so we're going to take a set of these and set them to the side. So we've got 4 for each. Got these big heavy-duty washers. See how many we got here. We got 8 of those, so we're going to set 4 of those over to the side. And let's see what else we got. All right. Came with some bolts, some hardware. Came with the Zerk fittings for the top of these bushing sleeves. So we got Zerk fittings. We got nuts for the ball joints. We got these little KSP brackets, I guess, that are going to go, or little covers, little nameplates that are going to go on there. So we can worry about that later. We got 2 of these. Oh, and there's Zerk fittings stuck in there. We got 2 of these. We're going to set these to the side along with some Zerk fittings. So we got these bushings, washers. Washers are going to go on each side. Okay, we got some grease. All right. Although these have Zerk fittings in them, which we will grease afterwards with the grease gun with some silicone-based grease, polyurethane bushings, you should definitely use some sort of install grease too. Just kind of coat the bushing and run them in there. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get these bushings assembled and get it ready to go in the truck. All right, guys. As you can see, I got the bushings in there. They are lubed up with the provided grease that they got. They're a little dirty from just using tools and stuff, but we'll wipe them down when we get them installed. But they're ready to go in. We got our big washers here. One's going to go on each side, and we got the Zerk fittings in there. We got the KSB name tag plate bolted down. So this is ready to go in. I'm going to leave this guy on until we're ready to put that into the spindle, and we'll have our new bolt ready for that too. It does come with some new bolts for your ABS harness right here. So we got that, but we don't need that yet. So we're gonna go ahead and go install this into the truck right now. So let's do it. All right, guys, here we go. We got our new KSB arms. We're going to take the stock washer off of here, put one of these ones that comes with the kit on there. All right, and then we're gonna kind of wiggle this in there, get the bolt started, right? Get it, has to go, remember to put the ABS harness on the outside of it, okay? So we're gonna get that bolt kind of going through there. All right, once you can see the threads through this side, grab another washer, put it on there like that. All right, and then you're gonna start wiggling it up this direction without dropping the washer. And you need to get that bolt started back in the hole like that, okay? And you're gonna walk it all the way through until it comes out the other side. And right now it's stuck on the power steering hose like it was before. So I'm gonna take my pry bar and just kind of wedge it up in here on the power steering hose so I can wiggle that bolt past it. Sometimes you just don't have enough hands. And before we go any further, got to put the other washer over here. I'm gonna slide it in there like that. It's a little tricky because you gotta push that long bolt through and get the washers in there. And that is not what you want. So we're gonna take another washer, put it in there. Struggle bus is where we're at right now. There we go. There we go. All right. So now it's all the way through. I'll get that other washer here in just a second. But so that other washer will go on the outside, then the nut, and then we'll go ahead and take this cap off here and put your control arm back on. We may need to put a jack under the control arm to jack it up a little bit so it'll meet this. But you can see this is going to go through this guy like that. And what you can also see is this has got a little bit more room right here. It's going to be in your spindle, but hopefully if this is built the way it's supposed to be designed, it won't contact that that spring there. So let's fast forward a little bit here. All right, so it's still hot as crap out here, but this control arm is installed. I still need to grease the ball joint and the two Zerk fittings up here for these bushings, and then I need to put a floor jack underneath the control arm to put a little weight on the suspension and get it at ride height or at least close to it. And then I'll tighten down this big bolt right here with the nut on the end. And that's it. This one right here you can tighten down without weight on the vehicle. This one's not going to matter. But something that I want to show you is, before I close out this video, is the clearance on the control arm. So I showed you before we started that it was touching the spring. And now I can put my fingers, it's a little tight, but I can put my fingers all the way around and you can see we have clearance. So Although these control arms are, you know, of the cheaper option, they will give you the clearance that you need if you're lifted. Um, Now, I can't speak yet on the alignment specs, but I can only imagine that they are going to give you a little extra caster as well. So, yeah, so far quality looks decent on these. I'm gonna grease everything up, put this guy back on here, flip that back in, and get this thing wrapped up for this guy so he can come pick it up. So anyway, just thought I'd do this video for anybody that's interested in not just installing these KSB arms, but also just doing some upper control arms on a GX470 or a fourth gen 4Runner or even a fifth gen 4Runner. They're all going to be very similar as far as even the Tacomas. Some of them you're going to have a little bit more clearance issues right here. Driver side might have a couple little different challenges in this area, but it's nothing major. As you could tell by the video, it's pretty straightforward. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and thank you to my customers for bringing me stuff to work on. And I like doing this, and I'm enjoying making some videos for you guys. So um, subscribe to the channel, share it if you can, if you want to, if you find it helpful. If you have any suggestions, I'm always open, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys.